today we are going to discuss on petty cash book. Petty cash book. Okay. So we will discuss what is petty cash book, what is the use of petty cash book, and how it looks like, and how to record transaction in the petty cash book. All these we are going to discuss today. Okay. And the remaining book we will discuss later on.
Right.
Is it fine?
Yes.
So see what is petty cash book. So let me give you a brief introduction. What is the use of petty cash book actually?
Yes.
In business, a big business, they actually keep two cashier. One is chief cashier,
Yeah.
and another is petty cashier. Petty cashier. So two cashiers will be working. Okay. So chief cashier will handle the transaction which involve a huge amount, significant amount.
Right.
Okay, he will not deal with this transactions of a small value, small cash,
Right.
small cash transactions. So chief cashier will be handling. Let's say I decided that any transaction, any cash transaction which involve 1,000 or above amount, who will handle? Chief cashier.
Chief.
Or let's say 500. Any transaction, any cash transaction which is of either 500 or above 500, chief cashier will handle. But if there is any cash transaction which is lower than this 500, the value of that cash transaction is less than 500, who will handle that?
Petty cashier.
Let's say there is a transaction of $125, cash transaction of $125. Who will handle?
Petty cashier.
Petty cashier. But if the transaction is of suppose let's say $600, who will handle?
Chief cashier.
Chief cashier will handle, because I decided this is the rule in my business. So different business, they set up different rules, right?
Right.
So petty cashier in this business, petty cashier will be handling cash transactions which are of lower than $500, right? So this is actually best example of a division of work, division of labor.
Right.
Now cash dealings is distributed between two people, chief cashier and petty cashier. Got it?
Right.
If everything chief cashier will handle, don't you think he will be overburdened with the work?
Yeah.
And that will be no way good for the organization. And petty cashier will work as in coordination with chief cashier. Both are not both will work together actually. Okay, they are not isolated. They will not work in isolation. Petty cashier will always work under the supervision of chief cashier. Got it? Now see, and petty cashier will record those small payments in a book, and that book is known as what? Petty cash book. And that book usually we maintain under which system? Imprest system. There is one system called Imprest system. So using this system, petty cashier will maintain the petty cash book. Got it?
Yep.
Now, what is this Imprest system? That we need to understand. Okay, so read out the first point.
Most petty cash books are maintained using the Imprest system.
So now we need to understand what is this Imprest system. Okay. Now read out the second point.
Under the system, the petty cashier starts each period with a fixed amount of money. This is known as the impressed amount or the float.
Yeah. Now see here, each period. First, we need to understand each period. Each period, the period can be a week, can be fortnight, or can be a month, right? So usually we take monthly basis. Okay.
Yep.
So every month, on the first day of every month, see what they are telling in point number second. Petty cashier starts with a fixed amount. Suppose the chief cashier, and that fixed amount will be given by the chief cashier. Suppose chief cashier handed over $1,000. Take this $1,000, or let's say take $500. This is the fixed amount I have given. I means chief cashier has given to whom?
Petty cashier.
A fixed amount, $500. In my business, I decided that it should be $500. And that
Right.
he will give, chief cashier will give to whom? To petty cashier. And the purpose is what? To do party,
No, to
to make all the small payments, right?
right.
He will not make the
Yes.
payment from his using his own money, right? So he needs
Yeah.
some money na, so that he can pay all the small payments. So chief cashier
Yeah.
handed over $500 to petty cashier on the first day of the month, let's say. And using this $500, petty cashier will keep on making small payments, and he keep on
Yeah.
recording those small payments in petty cash book. So this
Yeah.
$500 in my example is known as what? Imprest amount, or it is also known as what? Float. Got it?
Yeah.
Now third point, read out.
During the period, payments are made out of this cash and are recorded in a petty cash.
Yes, during the period means let's say 1 month. So during that one
Yeah.
month, whatever small payments will take place, petty cashier will pay all those small payments using this $500. Got it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now read out the fourth point.
At the end of the period, after the petty cash book is balanced, the chief cashier will provide the petty cashier with enough cash to restore the balance amount of imprest, the float.
Now understand this. Suppose let's say there is a month, January month, okay, Jan month. And how much money
Yeah.
petty cashier got? $500, right?
Yeah.
And during this month, he made all the small payments and he recorded all those small payments in the petty cash book. And let's say the total of all the small payments is how much?
400.
This is the total of all the payments he made.
Right.
Total of all small payments petty cashier made. Okay, out of this 500, he paid $400 total in the month of January. So 400 is the total of all the small payments. Got it?
Yes.
And he has been recording these small payments in the petty cash book, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, now tell me how much balance left with him?
100.
$100. Okay, now what the petty cashier will do? Petty cashier will show this record to the chief cashier, and chief cashier will again, how much dollar he has now? So
Right.
here he got 500, he paid $400, 100 left,
Yeah.
right? Now he will show his record to the chief cashier. Chief cashier will again pay him the money. Whatever he paid,
Right.
total payments equal to that money he will pay. So again he will have how much dollar?
500.
$500. So this is known as Imprest system. So I hope understood what is Imprest system. Now read out the fifth point.
The petty cashier therefore starts each period with the same amount of cash.
Yeah. Now next month again he is starting with how much dollars?
500.
$500. Okay. This $500 is not fixed. Just I decided. Every business they will decide their own Imprest amount. Got it?
So the imprest amount is the amount allowed for the petty cashier, right?
Yeah. The
Like
fixed amount given by the chief cashier to the petty cashier in order to make
okay.
all the small payments. Right?
Right.
I hope understood.
Yeah.
That fixed amount is known as what? Imprest amount or the float.
Right.
Now see how petty cash book look like. Now this is the format actually. So there are two sides. This left hand side is known as debit and right hand side is known as credit. Okay.
Credit.
So here
Yeah.
we have see date, detail, folio number and total received. This is debit side. These four columns are debit side. Okay.
Yes.
And this date, detail, voucher number, total paid, and analysis column. I will tell you what do we mean by analysis column. This is credit side. Okay.
Yeah.
VO number means a voucher number. Whenever you will pay, there should be an evidence against for each payment. So that
Right.
document is known as voucher, and the number is printed on
Right.
the document. That is known as voucher number. You can't just randomly
Okay.
pay the money. Okay, when you pay, you need to generate the voucher. Voucher is an evidence actually for the payment.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the format. This is how petty cash book look like.